It was a bright and sunny day, birds sang sweet songs, butterflies fluttered by. But something was missing. Where were all the rainbows? Emily, a girl with a curious mind, noticed this strange absence. She loved rainbows. They were like magic painted across the sky. Emily decided to solve this mystery. Where could they have gone, she wondered aloud. Emily knew that rainbows weren't magic, not really. They were science. And Emily loved science. She believed that science held the answers to everything, even missing rainbows. With her trusty magnifying glass in hand, Emily set off on an adventure. She was determined to find the missing rainbows and bring their vibrant colors back to the sky. Emily wasn't just any ordinary girl, she was a little scientist. Emily loved to ask questions. Why is the sky blue? How do birds fly? Why do rainbows appear after rain? She always wanted to know the why behind everything. Emily had a special room in her house. It was her science lab. It wasn't a real lab, of course, but it had everything a young scientist needed. She had colorful beakers and bubbling test tubes. She even had a toy microscope to see the tiniest things. Emily believed that anyone could be a scientist, even kids. All it took was curiosity, a dash of imagination, and a love for exploring the world around them. Emily looked up at the sky, her eyes wide with curiosity and wonder. It was a beautiful blue, stretching endlessly above her, but something was wrong. "No rainbows," she exclaimed, a puzzled look on her face as if the sky had forgotten its colors. Emily knew that rainbows appeared when sunlight hit raindrops in a special way, creating a magical display of colors. Sunlight was like a secret code, a hidden message waiting to be unlocked. It was made of all the colors of the rainbow, hidden inside, just waiting to be revealed. When sunlight passed through raindrops, it acted like a prism, bending the light and revealing the hidden colors in a spectacular fashion. That's what made a rainbow. A beautiful arc of colors painted across the sky. But today, the sky was empty, devoid of its usual vibrant display. There wasn't a single drop of rain. "That's it!" Emily exclaimed. "No rain, no rainbows!" It all made sense now, but Emily wasn't giving up. She was determined to solve this mystery. She was a scientist, and scientists love a good challenge. They thrive on solving puzzles and uncovering secrets. Emily was determined to find a way to bring the rainbows back, even without rain. She knew that with a bit of creativity and scientific know-how, anything was possible. Emily thought back to her science lessons. She loved those moments in class when her teacher would explain the wonders of the natural world. Her mind was always buzzing with curiosity and excitement. She remembered learning about different states of water. It was fascinating to think about how water could change forms so easily. There was liquid water, like the water we drink. It was the most familiar form, always there to quench our thirst. There was solid water, like ice cubes. She loved the way they clinked in her glass on a hot day, cooling her drink instantly. And there was water vapor. It was like magic, seeing steam rise from a boiling pot, disappearing into the air. That's what clouds were made of. She marveled at how these fluffy giants floated in the sky, made up of countless tiny droplets. Tiny droplets of water floating in the air. It was incredible to think about how something so small could come together to form something so big. If only I could gather enough water vapor to make a mini cloud, she thought. Her imagination was running wild with possibilities. Emily ran inside and grabbed her trusty spray bottle. She was determined to bring her idea to life. She filled it with water and gave it a good shake. She wanted to make sure it was ready for her experiment. "Time for a science experiment," she declared, a mischievous twinkle in her eye. She felt like a real scientist, ready to discover something new. Emily ran outside and started spraying a fine mist of water into the air. She watched as the tiny droplets floated around her. She knew that the tiny water droplets from her spray bottle could act like mini raindrops. She hoped they would come together to form her very own mini cloud. Emily stood back, her eyes wide with anticipation. She had been waiting for this moment all day, ever since she learned about the magic of rainbows in her science book. She had created her own mini cloud of water vapor. With a spray bottle in hand, she carefully misted the air, hoping to see something extraordinary. The sun, shining brightly in the sky, peeked through the mist. Its rays danced through the tiny droplets, creating a spectacle of light. And then, something magical happened. The mist began to sparkle and Emily's heart raced with excitement. A tiny rainbow, no bigger than a smile, shimmered in the mist. It was a beautiful arc of colors right before her eyes. "I did it!" Emily exclaimed, jumping up and down with joy. She couldn't believe she had made a rainbow all by herself. She had unlocked the secrets of the rainbow. It was a moment of pure triumph and wonder. Emily learned that rainbows weren't just about rain. They could be created with just the right mix of sunlight and water. They were about light and water in all their amazing forms. She realized that science was all around her, waiting to be discovered. From that day forward, Emily continued to explore the world with her scientist eyes. Every day was a new adventure, filled with endless possibilities. She knew that science wasn't just about textbooks and labs, it was about getting out there, experimenting and seeing the world in a new light. It was about curiosity, wonder, and the joy of discovering the magic hidden in everyday things. Emily's journey had just begun, and she couldn't wait to see what she would discover next.